Hey guys, welcome to the daily news analysis of 23rd of December guys. The first news is about No India program. Actually, yesterday only we have dealt with this news which was about infusing the Indian culture and tradition to NRI youth. And I've said yesterday that it was being organized by Tourism and Cultural Ministry, but it was actually wrong and it is organized by Ministry of External Affairs. So just pardon me for my mistake guys. Actually, I'm also a human, so I might do mistakes. But anyways guys, just write the correct option. Correct news right in your notes copy. Next news also we have discussed yesterday that regarding the intensification of lobbying in United Nations General Assembly for India, so that India could vote for the Palestine cause, and that is the thing only what India has done. India has voted against Israel and United States of America, and India has said that we are voting for Jerusalem so that the peace could prevail in West Asia, right? So this is what we want. So through this decision of India has shown that we are not being influenced by any third party, all right, and we take decision from ourselves, right? Because we are a sovereign nation. Next news is coming regarding representation of People Amendment Bill 2017. Actually, this bill is regarding the NRIs who are voting in India. So up till now, under the Representation of People Act, there was a provision that under Article 20A of People Representation Act that if they want to give votes in India, then they have to make them physical present in India. But if you see economically and logically, it is not possible. Come on, why I'll come for just giving a vote to India from a foreign country? It will cost me that huge, right? And I'll also think that my vote is not going to make any change, but it actually does. But just for giving that is not practical solution, right? So that's why government has thought of coming out with some of sort of amendments in which this procedure will be eased, and NRIs will be allowed to appoint any proxy in India, right, with some certain conditions. And conditions is, I'll just tell you by giving an example. Say for example, I with my brother is living in Australia, and we are going to vote in Bihar, right? Since I'm living in Bihar, so, and you are also living in Bihar, so what I'll do is may appoint you as my proxy, right? Now, on behalf of me, you can vote. You can vote your vote you can give, but on behalf of me also you will vote. Now see, you can, you are becoming the proxy of mine, but it's not possible for you to become the proxy of my brother also, all right? So one man can appoint just one proxy in India, all right, and my brother has to appoint some other persons as his proxy, all right? This is what the thing, these are the clauses which has been brought forth by this amendment of Representation of People Bill 2017. Next news is coming regarding a cell which is called National Highway Investment Promotion Cell. Actually, it was being organized by National Highway Authority of India, so that domestics as well as foreign investment could be attracted in highway project, because up till now it was being seen that highways projects are going through many NPAs and they are stalled projects, right? So that's why government thought of making this cell so that these foreign investments could be attracted, and the main focus of the cell will be to engage with the global institutional investors, construction companies, developers, fund managers for building investment participation in road infrastructure project. And this cell will work close to different ministries, so that if in future any sort of clearances are required, so those clearances could be required at a very faster pace. And also guys, this cell has been opened for achieving the objective of central government, that is Bharatmala Pariyojana, under which there is aim of government to construct a road of around 35,000 kilometers all over the stretch of India, right? Next news is coming regarding National Services Scheme. Actually, this was a news because our president has recently presented National Services Scheme Award 2016-2017. Now, what is this National Services Scheme, guys? I'll tell you. See, under this National Service Scheme, voluntary service, NSS volunteers are appointed. It is kind of a voluntary service in which the students from universities and senior secondary schools are appointed, and they are being, sent to the nearby areas so that they can promote literacy and education, health, family welfare and nutrition, environment conservation, social service program, means all the things, all the awareness which is being written in the lower box, you can read about it. So these kind of awareness are being done by the awareness works are being done by the students who are under this NSS scheme, right? Now, so you can see in picture also, these students are from some engineering college, so they are doing this afforestation activity, so that is coming under the environment conservation activity. All got it. So what is this? I mean, what is the design of this national service scheme, guys? It is basically central sector scheme which was launched in 1969 with the objective of developing the personality and character of his student youth, so that in future also they could continue themselves as a voluntary community services, right? Which is actually required, because it's not possible for Indian government to carry out all the services by its own self, right? And it is in fact it is what we can say that it is a responsibility of us also as a citizen, that whatever is there in our capacity, if we can provide free of tuitions to some sort of students who are economically poor background, or we are doing some sort of activities which are directly or indirectly benefiting environment, so we should do it at a voluntary cost. So I mean, this is the scheme of the central sector scheme, right? So this was about this news. Next news is regarding SAMI program. Actually, its full form is Students and Ministry of External Affairs Engagement Program. Now, under this, guys, mainly the Indian foreign policy, I mean, how the government carries out their Indian foreign policy, how the government does their global engagement, how the government carries out their diplomacy, those all things will be interacted with the students of school. And for this, Ministry of External Affairs will ask the governmental ministries, so that those ministerial officers can go themselves to their hometown or their villages, and in any schools or colleges, they give their lecture about our work, that is the work of government, basically Ministry of External Affairs work, right? So that these children can also grow interest in this kind of governmental works, so that in future again they will opt their career as a UPSC and IAS aspirants, and will read together, right? So that's why, I mean, jokes apart, but when the objective of SAMI program is to give those students the knowledge of Indian foreign policy and global engagement, how it is carried out by the Indian government, right? Next news is India inks pact to restore normalcy in Rakhine region of Myanmar. Actually, this was news since past many months. Rohingya Muslims of Rakhine region in Myanmar are being persecuted from Myanmar, and it is being said that ethnic cleansing is done. Alright, and also there was huge news about the genocide which is being carried out against the Rohingya Muslims. So you also know that recently the restoration activities are going on. That's why India has helped Myanmar with $25 million, so that developmental projects could be carried out in Rakhine region in Myanmar, so that Rohingya Muslims could be rehabilitated well off, right? So that's why this was in news. Next news is about Darpan project. Its full form is Digital Advancement of Rural Post Office for a New India. Now, why is this project organized? This project is organized mainly for increasing the financial inclusion rate in unbanked rural population, right? Now, it is basically an IT modernization project, under which IT solutions will be reached out to the branch postmaster, so that 1.2 lakh branch post offices that is being existing in India, those could be get enabled themselves with IT infrastructure, so that in future the level of service that is being provided by post office as of now, those could be increases, and rural customers could be attracted. And as you know that the number of rural people in India is very high, so it is possible that the rural people will directly since the interaction of post offices will increase, so they will directly submit their money to post office, so that if they submit more to post office, then the government, the post office is running under the government, so the government will directly get money from the customers, and later government could infuse those money in whichever being the development projects government required to, right? So that's why ultimately it will help the government only. So it is indeed a very good step by the government, so that this rural post office areas, the quality of services in these rural post office areas could be increased, and financial inclusion could also be increased. Next news is about misleading advertisement. Actually, this was a news of PIB, and there were many factual things, but anyways, let's see the context of why this article about misleading advertisement has came. Basically, an advisory has been given by the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting Minister to all the television channels that whosoever being the television channel is violating these acts, that is Cable Television Network Rule 1999, ASCI code, that is Advertisement Standard Council of India code, and also Drug and Magic Remedies Act 1954. So if these acts are being violated by the TV channels, then against them very strict actions will be taken. Now let's see what is this ASCI, that is Advertisement Council of India. It is basically a self-regulatory body, guys, whose work is to deal with the content, advertising content, and deal with the complaints which is being which are coming against the advertisement, right? And what they will do, guys, they will basically they have appointed a consumer complaint council, and those consumer complaint council will look onto all these activities that who is violating the rules, right? Now, regarding the misleading advertisement, guys, advertisement of drugs, if drugs advertisement are coming in television, then it must abide by the provisions of Drug and Magic Remedies Act, Objectionable Advertisement Act 1954, and which is being further administered by state government. Now I have told you before starting this misleading advertisement article that there are a few points which are very much important, because they might this one single point might come as a question in handy, because they will ask that provision of Drug Magic Remedies Act 1954 is being regulated by state government, central government, both none. Alright, so the answer will be state government, right? Okay, next is, guys, if advertisement is telecasted on TV channels, then that must be abide by the Cable TV Network Regulation Act 1955. And also under article, one thing was important, factual thing was written actually. Before few days, guys, Ministry of Ayush has signed a memorandum of agreement with Advertisement Standard Council of India. They have asked Advertisement Standard Council of India that regarding any Ayush drug, if that is coming under advertisement bureau, then if they are not abiding by the standard limits which is being set kept by the government, then please do tell us. So that, it is not possible for the Ministry of Ayush to put a vigil on them. So it is indeed, since ASCI is also government, self-regulatory government body, so they will also they can look onto this matter. So they have said that okay, if any such kind of advertisement come regarding Ayush drugs which are not being not up to the limit set by the government, then we'll just tell you, right? So this is the factual things. Next is Pradhanmantri Vaya Vandana Yojana, guys. This is a yojana for old age people so that the social security could be provided to them at a particular market condition, right? And it is being carried by Life Insurance Corporation of India. Now, guys, one factual thing is, under Pradhanmantri Vaya Vandana Yojana, new pension, it is 8% interest will be assured by the government, whether the market condition is good or bad. If the market condition is bad, say for example the LIC have received a return back of 6% only, then also they have to pay 8% to these elderly peoples, and those 2% difference, whatever be the difference occurs, that will be given by the government of India to LIC as a subsidy, right? So this is about this Pradhanmantri Vaya Vandana Yojana. Next news is about Rajya Sabha. Actually, the context of the news is elections is going to carry out for the Rajya Sabha in 5 states. That's why let's read about Rajya Sabha, guys. It is also known as upper house, and the chairperson of Rajya Sabha is the vice president of India, who is also the ex officio chairman. Vice president itself is the ex officio chairman. And I'm just asking you a question: that who is the present vice president of India? You just have to write in the comment section below. All right, I'm just giving you a hint. He's from South India. Okay. Anyways, next is Rajya Sabha is a permanent council, and it cannot be dissolved at any condition. It consists of 250 members, out of which 238 members are coming from states, and 12 members. President has the power to nominate those 12 members. Right now, 1/3 of the members of the Rajya Sabha retire every 2 years, and the qualifications for anyone to contest the election of Rajya Sabha must be a registered voter in the constituency of India, and of course he must be the citizen of India with minimum 35 years of age, right? And terms and conditions, if you see, guys, then each member is elected for 6-year terms, and 1/3 of its members retires for every 2 years, and it cannot be dissolved by the president. These are few of the factual things which you already know, I guess, right? There's no need to make these things again clarify. But anyways, this was all about it, guys. We'll meet in next class. Bye bye, take care, and sayonara.